we've been preaching this all along. We're American made by American.
I'm not hating on the Trump administration. Again, I'm trying to point out that their policies need some adjustments.
Another day, another one of these MAGA morons earning their I Fell For It Again award. At this point, they should just get an I'm Stupid t-shirt, except the arrow goes straight up. Today's award winner is this guy, Josh Smith, who owns a company called Montana Knife Company, and he felt the need to brag about Trump's tariffs on behalf of Trump because he has an American-made company. Go ahead and subscribe to Really American, and let's jump into it.
All right, so I hear that Amazon is going to put a number next to the price of a product on their website to designate how much the tariff is of whatever you're buying on their website. At Montana Knife Company, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put a number next to the price as well. And that number is going to look a lot like the shape of this goose egg. This is the shape of the number that's going to be on our website next to our knives of how much tariff affects the prices of our knives. Because we've been preaching this all along. We're American made by American. You don't have to worry about this shit.
Now, that's a lot of talk for a man who seemingly doesn't understand how tariffs work, but still decides to employ people and think he's superior to others. Don't worry about the hubris, though. It comes back to bite him eventually, and by eventually, I mean right fucking now.
All right, for those of you that say buy American-made equipment, the tariffs won't affect you.
That was you! That was literally you. He was the one saying, buy American-made equipment, the tariffs won't affect you. That was you a few months ago. And now you're turning around and asking for sympathy. Insane. Here's the full clip.
Buy American-made equipment, the tariffs won't affect you. This is American-made heat treating furnaces. July 17th, 2024, base price $519. July 23rd, 2025, base price $612. So this is my point, and this is what I'm getting at. We're trying to build American manufacturing. This is American-made equipment, 100% made in America. This stuff has an effect. Again, I'm questioning why is the cost of equipment to manufacture in America going up that drastically in 1 year? I'm not hating on the Trump administration. Again, I'm trying to point out that their policies need some adjustments. We should be focusing on finished goods coming in from overseas. We shouldn't be making the cost to buy equipment made in America for American manufacturers go up by this amount of money. $100,000 on the base price in 1 year.
Notice how he, for one, was sure to clarify that he's not hating on Trump like a big baby, but two, thinks that the only solution would be for the tariffs to exclude his product specifically. Here's the same guy talking on a gun podcast called Cleared Hot, and it's so funny to watch these guys act like, because they're business owners, that they know economics. I mean, they voted for the Republicans because they think the Republicans know what they're doing economically. Yeah, go ahead and check the deficit under Republicans versus Democrats. But if you task them with Googling things and understanding the definition of words, suddenly the whole thing goes right over their heads.
We start discussing price and find out this blade grinding machine, for example, is basically $500,000. It'll be right at $500,000, probably a little more once it's installed. So 500 grand. Oh, there's a 37% tariff on it right now, but depending on what happens with some of these things going on with the EU and what Trump's saying, it could be a 50% tariff August 1st in 12 days.
That's a big hike.
On a $500,000 grinder. Now, people's instant reaction on my Instagram post is, well, just buy it in America, dude. Like, you're bitching about buying things overseas. These machines, there's about 12 per year built and sent to America and bought in America. They're highly specialized. They're massive machines. There is not like an industry, quote unquote.
Yeah, there's no Napa Auto Parts for what you're doing.
My point is, and my frustration with Trump's policies, well, let's talk about tariffs for a second here. I'm actually, well, I'm going to preface this all by saying I'm not an economist. I can't argue if tariffs are a good thing or a bad thing, right? Some people are going to say it's a form of tax. It's a terrible idea. Government, we need less tax, whatever. You should have free trade or whatever you want to say. Other people like Trump are going to say, hey, It makes us more competitive with the cheap labor overseas and all that. And I tend to, during the election and even today, fall on that side with Trump. There is a clip, should try to find it. There is a clip of Harry Reid, Democrat, talking like he's Donald Trump 20 years ago from Crucible Steel Technologies, saying if we don't change what's happening with our trade situation here, we're going to start losing companies like Crucible Steel Technology in my home state, blah, 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 blah. He sounds like Donald Trump standing there, and it was about China and the steel industry.
And then that's, I'm assuming, exactly what happened.
I just had to include that part at the end because it is so hilariously sad to me that he said Harry Reid sounded like Trump 30 years ago when he was talking about protecting American industry. Because it's like, dummy, no, Trump is the one who copied Reid. Pro-worker rhetoric is just popular, and you guys got scammed with tariffs.
Cuckolded me. He made a cuckold out of me.
And I meant that as a joke, but then I actually remembered that Donald Trump does actually do that, like in real life, which kind of makes me look sideways at his entire friend group. And his policies are just as bad as his sex life. Just look at what he's doing for the workforce. We know that the job numbers are low since the revision that made Trump go full apprentice and kill the messenger of that bad news. But the whole point of these tariffs was to bring back manufacturing. And look, over the last few months, starting in April, when Trump started this pointless trade war, there has actually been a slight decrease in jobs. So these are numbers for the goods producing industries, which is a supersector consisting of construction, manufacturing, and natural resources and mining, all things that Donald Trump claimed to be bringing back to the United States. But looking at the numbers for employment in thousands from April of this year to July, there's actually been a steady decline of jobs. Roughly 50,000 fewer American manufacturing jobs. And guess what? It only cost the American consumers like $100 billion in tariff taxes so far. I mean, great job, Donald Trump. Like Jason, the noseless knife guy, pointed out, this uncertainty about whether or not it's going to be a 10% or 50% or 200% tariff makes it very, very hard to do business. I mean, look at these changes from the original proposed tariffs to the newly revised tariffs as of today. For Brazil, it's a 400% increase. Not to protect American manufacturing or any American interests, really, just because Donald Trump's friend Bolsonaro is facing some criminal charges, and Trump doesn't like that. But sometimes Trump also likes to give countries half off. It's like a used, sleazy car salesman trying to hawk a Honda while hiding the engine problems. Ironically, the ones who are getting a discount here are our biggest manufacturing competitors, like Vietnam, Thailand, China. These are countries that you would think have the highest tariffs if we're trying to stop them from beating our native domestic manufacturing companies, but those are the ones getting the biggest deals. Our allies like Brazil, New Zealand, Canada, Switzerland, Australia, Mexico, those are the ones who are going to have to foot the bill. And, well, them, meaning us, of course. Large corporations have now officially stopped front-loading inventory, and you can see that as a massive drop in the purchase of durable goods in June. It's down 9.3%, the worst drop since 2020, which was caused by, a global pandemic. But this time, this drop is caused by something even worse. Donald Trump, God's curse on us all. Of course, they are the melting Nazis, and the rest of us are shutting our eyes, trying not to look at the damage. But unfortunately, in the real world, it's going to hit your wallet either way. So if you guys want to stay informed on what Trump is up to so you can be best prepared, well, you know where to come, right here to Really American. Let me know what you guys think of this MAGA business owner down in the comments. I'm Tony Hinderman, and I'll catch you next time.